Are rising shipping costs slowly eating away your profits as an e-commerce brand? Well, whether you're working with a 3PL or doing self-fulfillment, in this video, we're gonna walk through all the things that I would be keeping an eye out for to help make sure to reduce shipping costs as much as possible as we head into 2025. We're gonna walk through a bunch of different strategies that we as a 3PL are using for our customers, and I would recommend to any person running a brand out there. Everything from improving delivery times, improving packaging, and reducing costs along the way. By the end of this video, you should be able to walk away with a bunch of actionable tips you can go apply to your e-commerce business, whether you're with a 3PL or doing your own self-fulfillment, that are going to help save you a ton of money. First off, let's jump into packaging. As a 3PL, when we onboard customers, this is always the first thing we're looking at. We want to understand how a brand is currently packaging their things, and can this be more efficient? This is so important for a variety of reasons. First off, you don't want to be paying for bigger boxes than you need. Sure, the box cost alone is going to be more, but more importantly, when you're going to actually purchase postage, it's so critical that you utilize these cubic rates that are now offered by most carriers. There's usually a ton of savings to be had there, especially when you're shipping small, lightweight items. Thinking about things about how can we possibly reduce the size of this box so maybe we don't have to put as much paper or dunnage in there also helps you save a little bit of money there. Not to mention that during transit, smaller packages tend to damage less and you end up having less problems with delivery. All in all, making sure you're using the right packaging is going to help you save money on postage, whether you even know it or not. It's also going to reduce your packaging costs and the amount of storage that packaging takes up in your warehouse. Next up, and just as important, is making sure that you are shipping with the right service level. Whether you're shipping with FedEx or UPS or USPS, whoever you may be shipping with, making sure that you're always shipping the appropriate level for what the customer paid for or what your delivery timeline is so important. It's important to make sure your customers' packages are getting there on time so that they'll become a repeat customer, obviously, but more importantly, as a brand, how can you save money while doing this? The easiest way is, let's say I have a 2-day service that I sell to my customers. If they're just down the road, there's no reason I should be paying for 2-day service to get it there in time, when I could just ship it ground and it's going to get there in time. Usually, software is going to help enable the ability to do this automatically, and that same software typically will help with rate shopping. As a 3PL, we have our own versions of these software that do all of this for us, but sometimes it can be a lot of money, especially during holiday time. If you're shipping a bunch of orders just before the deadline, right? And let's say you have a bunch of 2-day deliveries. Well, if I can ship half those ground, say $15, $20 a package, those savings really start to add up. Not to mention, you can now offer a 2-day service to your customers at possibly a lower price because you know that X amount of them are actually within a 2-day radius, shipping it ground in a cheaper method while they still get that 2-day delivery. A lot of this can be done through software, but it's important to understand how the different carrier service levels interact and make sure that you're using tools that enable you as a fulfillment center to be able to do that. Third, understanding the profiles of your products and being strategic with how you offer free shipping. It's important to understand your margins on which products are better than others, as well as which ones are light and which ones are heavy. Obviously, heavy products are going to be more expensive to ship, so being thoughtful about maybe not offering free shipping thresholds on a super low-priced heavy product versus maybe you can offer free shipping on a low-priced lightweight product because you understand that your shipping is going to be less. One other thing that I think is important to take into account is it's usually the most cost is put towards that first item. So if I'm shipping a 2-pound package, right? Let's say my products are 2 pounds each. I'm shipping the first one. Adding the second one and jumping to 4 pounds is not that big of a jump compared to the initial cost for that 2-pound package. This is important because when you're building out your free shipping and your offer thresholds, you should have this in mind where you want to encourage customers to purchase 2, 3, 4 items because your cost is very little shipping wise to do that. You're paying most of that upfront just in that initial item. And so if you can get them to buy 2, 3, 4 items, there's very, very little additional shipping cost to you. Fourth, one of the largest costs for fulfillment centers is labor, right? The people that are actually picking and packing those boxes. So making sure your warehouse is thoughtfully laid out. I can't give a one-size-fits-all solution because every product is so different and every setup is so different. I've seen it done 1,000 different ways, but being thoughtful about how often are you going to be replenishing bins? Can you potentially bulk a lot of products together and ship them all at once? So thinking about what do your average package configurations look like and what is going to be most effective to ship those is one thing that's also super important. If you can take one person and enable them to ship 100 orders an hour versus 20, you've just 5x your productivity. And sometimes it's as simple as rethinking the actual process around from the time that order comes in, where the inventory is stored, to out the door. My name is Brennan, and I own and operate Nitro Logistics, which is a e-commerce based 3PL in Portland, Oregon. We have run, operated, and done our own fulfillment for our own e-commerce brands for the last 10 years, and so we really understand as a brand, what are the problems you're facing and where does a 3PL fit into that picture, which is a lot of the things we talked about in this video. These are problems that a 3PL is typically able to just take off your plate. It's kind of what you're paying them to do. It's what they're experts at doing. If that is something that you might be interested in or exploring, feel free to check out our website in the description below. On there, you should be able to send us an email or request a quote, and you'll probably get me on the phone. If this video was helpful, or if you have any other questions, feel free to please drop a comment and I will answer it in a future video. I love talking about shipping and carriers and everything surrounding it, how to set up a warehouse. I could nerd out about it all day. So always love to answer more questions. So if this video was helpful, give us a like and a subscribe. It helps us out. And until then, happy shipping.